Daddy looked like he used to.
He's been freed from the effects of the core. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, his wounds will need time to heal, but the doctor says he's making a strong recovery.
Take good care of him.
I will. I've been thinking. After our journey's over and Daddy's well again, I want to help him make up for what he's done.
You really love him, don't you?
Of course.
First Dex and now Commander Brute. The effects of the cores are more dangerous than I thought.
But I can't imagine Persea would change that much from how she is now.
No, me neither.
Really? Many people tell me I've changed a lot from how I used to be.
You have?
Like how?
Well, I didn't speak as much, and I didn't show any emotion. I also laugh more than I did before, and I have more of an appetite. But I've been told my original personality, before everything happened, was more bright and cheery than now.
Huh? Lloyd!
Hey, Emil. We found Richter.
It appears he went to an old ruin known as the Otherworldly Gate.
Why would he go there?
That is where the Ginnungagap is located.
The legendary rift between worlds.
The Ginnungagap connects this world and Nibelheim, the demonic realm. It is where Lord Ratatosk created the door which he guarded, and the very spot where Aster was killed.
Richter might be using the Ginnungagap to get new powers from the demons.
Demons? What do you mean?
Richter's been making pacts with the demons of Nibelheim in exchange for their power.
Can he really do that?
He used that power to attack us. The only way he could have done that is if he'd already made a pact with them.
That's ridiculous. The demons of Nibelheim would not give their power without receiving something in return. Wait. If Richter seeks the death of Lord Ratatosk, that would be in their interest.
What do you mean?
The Ginnungagap is protected by Lord Ratatosk's existence. So long as Lord Ratatosk is alive, the demons are unable to open the gate.
So Richter's borrowing the power of the demons in exchange for killing Emil.
Am I really Ratatosk? I still can't believe it.
It's only natural that it wouldn't seem real to you. Your current personality is a fabrication put together by Lord Ratatosk. Lord Ratatosk's own memories are kept by the side all of you know as his Ratatosk mode.
Don't call him a fabrication!
I know it's hard to accept, Marta, but what Tenebrae is saying is most likely correct.
Rain has thought from the very beginning that Emil's personality was established to protect another identity within himself.
So you think Emil isn't real either?
No. I think both of his personalities are as much Emil's as they are Ratatosk's.
I can't believe this.
I know this is difficult for you, and it'll take some time for you to sort out.
So I'm Ratatosk?
I think I can shed some light on Emil's questions.
What do you mean?
I've made a pact, so I can't say anything about it for the time being. But I can take you to someone who can.
Please, take me to him.
I'd like to know too, and maybe whoever it is can tell us something about what you've been doing all this time, Lord.
Come to the World Tree. The tree's guardian will tell you what you need to know. I'll wait for you there.
Lloyd, wait!
So Emil, what will you do? Are you gonna go there?
Yes. Of course I'm still worried about Richter. But first, I need to find out who I am.
You're taking me with you, right?
Why do you want to come? I might actually be Ratatosk. I might be trying to destroy the world.
I don't care about that. I've traveled with you all this time, and I know you're not that sort of person.
We all know that, right, guys?
Thanks, everyone.
The World Tree is the mana-producing tree that was born after the giant Carlon tree withered, correct? What is its name?
Well, that came out of the blue. Who cares? It's just a name, right?
If it has a name, I've never heard of it.
I'd like nothing more than to answer all your questions, Marta, my dear.
Zelos.
Don't worry, Persea. I won't break my promise to Martel.
Your promise to Martel? As in Martel the goddess?
Well, yeah, that's the one.
You met with Martel? That's incredible. I guess you really are the chosen of the church.
Martel helped us out quite a bit during our last journey.
No way! You actually got to meet a goddess?
Okay, one at a time. Settle down now.
What a clever way to change the subject.
I wonder what the guardian of the world tree is like.
What will we do if he's mean and scary?
Come on, Colette, don't start. You're gonna make me all nervous.
I, for one, hope the guardian is a beautiful maiden. Come to think of it, I won't accept anything less.
At least you are consistent, chosen one.
Come on, rather than some buff axe-wielding dude, wouldn't you rather have a haughty guardian with a killer bod? I mean, I'd take an elegant petite guardian too, of course.
I hope the guardian has paw pads.
Yes, I concur.
Remember, we are speaking of the guardian of the world tree. It's probably something akin to a centurion, filled with knowledge of the ancient world.
A creature like me? Then that would mean...
The Guardian's really old.
So, to sum up, the Guardian is a wise old lady with a killer body and paw pads.
I really hope not.
Yuan. So you're the guardian of the world tree.
Lloyd told me everything that's happened. So Ratatosk is beginning to awake.
Please. Please tell me what's going on. What do you know?
Emil, what do you think you are? The summoned spirit Ratatosk? Or are you a human?
Well, I want to be human.
What's the purpose of trying to figure out what Emil really is? Even if there's some other personality inside of him, Emil is still Emil.
That's what I would like to believe as well. That Emil's human kindness is also the kindness of the summoned spirit Ratatosk.
Then I guess I really am the summoned spirit Ratatosk.
Essentially, that is true. Lloyd and I have been working to prevent Ratatosk from wiping out humans and half-elves.
Then you two have been trying to kill me. Just like Richter was trying to.
No, While Ratatosk is the summoned spirit of the giant Karlon tree, he is also the guardian of the Ginnungagap. Without Ratatosk, the Ginnungagap would open, and our world would become Niflheim's domain. We must make sure that never happens.
At the request of the summoned spirit Martel, we've been working to seal Ratatosk within the Ginnungagap.
Wait, what do you mean by that exactly?
We intend to bury Ratatosk and the Centurion's cores within the door as a permanent seal. It's the only way to ward off interference from Niflheim and protect mankind.
Why didn't you tell us all of this before? We could have helped.
We couldn't let Ratatosk know anything about what we were trying to do. Ratatosk has a vast network of monsters.
It wasn't safe to discuss our plan except near the World Tree. The tree is impervious to Ratatosk's influence thanks to the new name it received. Had Ratatosk known that we received these instructions from Martel, he would have sought the tree's new name and then stolen it away from her. If Ratatosk gained possession of the tree, we would have no means to oppose him. And all of you already know the name of the World Tree.
That doesn't mean we would have said anything. We promised Martel that until the World Tree was stable, we wouldn't speak of its new name.
But you mustn't forget the cores. They're beacons for ill intent that can cause their owners and everyone around them to go mad. If you were affected, you could have easily spoken the tree's name without meaning to.
But what about Lloyd?
As the name giver of the World Tree, I had Martel's protection. The core doesn't affect those blessed by the tree's summoned spirit.
But wait a minute. Why are you telling me all of this right now? Don't you remember? I'm Ratatosk.
As Ewan said, we want to believe in you, Emil.
Huh?
Think about it, Emil. Have you ever, even once, enjoyed hurting someone? Even as Ratatosk's true will began to show itself, Emil didn't disappear. We want to believe that that has meaning. That Emil is not an artificially created personality. It's another spirit within Ratatosk. His conscience.
So what you're saying is that even if Ratatosk wakes up, there's a chance he won't try to destroy everyone?
Yes. If Ratatosk isn't the enemy, there's no need for us to seal him within the Ginnungagap. That's why I'll protect Emil, and Ratatosk's conscience. Maybe together we can find a way for everyone to live in peace.
Thank you, Lloyd.
We must find a way to merge the two personalities of Emil and Ratatosk into one single entity.
If Emil's personality is able to survive, then Ratatosk will no longer be our enemy.
And what if I disappear?
We'll seal Ratatosk inside the Ginnungagap.
What'll happen to Emil's memory if we merge his two personalities into one?
We have no idea. Maybe only the stronger of the two will remain, or they could mix together.
Wait a minute. So you're saying there's no way to find out? Well, that's just the same as telling Emil he could die.
You're right. That's why we asked Martel if there was a good way to do this.
She told us to seek the help of the summoned spirit of heart in Asalia. I will give you all Rayards. With them, you can travel far more efficiently.
Thank you for your help.
Emil, I hope you understand that there's no guarantee this will keep you safe, but it's all we have right now. Of course, it's ultimately your choice. I'll leave the decision up to you.
I'll go and see the summoned spirit of heart.
All right then, let's go.
You all knew the World Tree's name, but hid it from us.
Sorry, Mr. Teneby.
I suppose I can forgive you. After all, the World Tree is no longer under the dominion of Lord Ratatosk. It has been entrusted to a new tree spirit.
Oh, right, which is apparently named Martel as well. Does it have some connection to the goddess Martel?
I wouldn't call it a connection. They're one and the same thing.
What?
Think of it this way. There was this woman worshipped as a goddess. She risked her life to regenerate the world, and then she was reborn as a tree spirit.
So the goddess became a summoned spirit? This world doesn't have a goddess anymore? What about the angels of Crucius?
I cannot say for certain whether or not any gods exist, but Crucius, the host of angels so revered by the Church of Martel, no longer exists in this world.
They set out for a destination much, much farther away than the heavens.
Then they abandoned humanity?
There comes a time when all children must fend for themselves. Perhaps we should think of ourselves as having reached adulthood.
I see, but now that we're without a goddess, what will become of the Church of Martel?
Jerry's still out on that one. They might go on worshipping a god that's no longer there, or maybe they'll change their focus to Martel in her spirit form. Whatever the case, the Church of Martel is on the decline. It may just fade away on its own.
Lloyd, do you have a moment?
Sure, what is it?
I existed in this world even before it was divided in two. This was before the existence of both Crucius and the goddess Martel, and naturally the religion founded in her name.
Right, I guess that makes sense. The Church of Martel wasn't formed until after the world split.
It was way back then that I first met a half-elf by the name of Martel. She had a brother, younger than she by some years. He was called Mythos, the boy now known as Mythos the Hero.
You met Mythos?
Yes, they were very close. At that time, they were searching for some way to save this world, the goddess Martel, Mythos the Hero. I cannot believe that the name of Mythos' sister was mere coincidence. Does this mean that the origin of the Church of Martel is...
Yes, it's just as you suspect.
Then the spirit of this new tree truly is the Martel I once knew.
It's not only Martel, though.
Whatever became of Mythos? Have you heard anything?
When we regenerated the world, Mythos lent us his power.
Is that true? Then where is he now?
Mythos became the World Tree, or at least that's what I believe.
Huh?
Sorry I couldn't say anything earlier.
Lloyd!
Hey, we figured you had your reasons, but still you gotta let us join in the fun too.
I plan to from now on.
Please count on us.
Besides, now that we're not spending all our time worrying about you, we can really focus on the task at hand.
I don't know. Having Lloyd with us might give us more to worry about than ever before.
What was that, Genus?
I believe you'll be forced to endure accusations and aspersions wherever we go. Are you up to it?
I'll just have to work to win back the trust I've lost, one day at a time. I think that's all I can do.
And we'll be there to help you.
Hey, it's good to be back, everyone.
You're really something.
How so?
Well, I could be the being who might destroy this world, but you called me your friend. You put your trust in me.
There's nothing special about that. Besides, you're the one that's incredible.
Huh?
I've seen the way you lived in spite of what you are. That's how I know I was right to believe in you. I really like guys like you.
Really?
Well then, Lloyd, you should also live in a way that merits the trust of others.
Professor?
I recall giving you some homework 6 months ago. I assume you've completed all of it?
Professor, I'm 19 years old. I've memorized my multiplication tables. Haven't I studied enough?
Silence. Ever since the world was restored, you've done nothing but travel. You have yet to finish the curriculum. I will see that you finish what you've started.
Come on.
Lloyd. So the Guardian of the World Tree?
Ewan.
Right, Ewan. Is he an acquaintance?
We crossed paths when we were restoring the world.
He always looks a bit cross, but he's really doing all he can to find happiness.
Actually, Colette, that's not exactly...
I think I know what you mean. He looks like he doesn't have much happiness in his life.
Really?
That's one way to say it. You could also say the guy's just got no luck.
Hey guys, let's stop talking about him behind his back, okay? Don't forget, he helped us out quite a bit.
Then again, he's caused his fair share of trouble, too.
Sounds like a pretty complicated guy.
I guess good looks aren't everything. So, Presea, you have a thing for paw pads?
Yes, I like how soft and springy they are. Regal and I are members of the Paw Pad Playmate Society.
Yes.
Huh? What the heck is that?
It's a recreational club sponsored by the Lezareno group.
Oh, sign me up too!
We'd love to have you, Genus.
They even have a paw pad club?
I guess the Lezareno company is not to be trifled with.
So that's why I'm here to make the exchange. Now please, Norton, give me the sacred stone.
All right then, here it is. Be very, very careful with it.
Of course. My master will be pleased.
Norton!
What is it?
What did you just give to Aqua?
It sounded like you were talking about the sacred stone.
No, you must be mistaken. I gave the sacred stone back to the elves. I don't know what you're talking about.
Then what were you just doing?
I can't tell you. I don't know anything about it.
What's with him?
What's the sacred stone?
To put it simply, it's a stone that converts the body's mana into holy flames.
I wonder what Richter wants with something like that.
Lady Alice, these are the last remaining X-spheres from Palma Costa.
Good work. Shall we head back then?
Alice!
Oh my! If it isn't Mart screwing things up for everyone as usual.
You're the one always screwing things up.
Is that so? My. So the little pet finally learned how to bark. But then you have power now.
Power?
Ratatosk's power. Summon spirits are amazing. They make me all tingly.
Alice, are you doing all this because you were mistreated for being a half-elf? Or is it because your parents were killed by monsters?
Don't be ridiculous. You've done your homework. I'll give you that. But I don't care about what happened during my childhood. And avenging my parents is the furthest thing from my mind.
You don't have to act so tough.
Aren't you the one who's acting tough, Mart? Of course I hate the Church of Martel and the monsters who killed my parents. But if you want to change the world, ultimately you have to change yourself. If the world wants to give me misfortune, I'll just give misfortune back to the world. That's all.
Don't say such sad things. If you believe that you can change yourself, then why not use your power to help everyone else?
Oh, Coletti. Always the hypocrite.
You!
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I don't mind hypocrites at all. And hypocrites or not, only those with power have the luxury of being kind to others. But I'm sure you knew that. You and your friends are hypocrites with power, Coletti. I like people who can do things on their own. Don't you, Miss Can't Do Anything by Herself? I will change the world around me. And the only way to change your world is to do it yourself. I don't care about world peace or the fighting between Silverant and Tethaala. I live for myself. Well, ta-ta for now. See you at the Ginnungagap.
She sure is something.
Every rose has its thorns.
But I have to say, as a fellow half-elf, I think she's sort of amazing. Oh, I'm not saying I agree with her, it's just, she's so sure of herself.
I understand what you mean. I wish all half-elves had the self-confidence she has.
Dex!
Hey there, kid. Looks like you brought the whole gang.
I didn't expect to find you here, imposter.
This is where Alice and I grew up.
You two were raised in the orphanage here, right?
Oh, so you know about that. The orphanage used to be right here. It's been a good 8 years since then.
A man named Bernie told us about it. He said Alice summoned monsters to attack the orphanage.
That's not entirely true. Alice was only trying to save my life.
What do you mean?
There was this group of adventurers. One of them was killed and his valuables were stolen. They blamed me. The real culprits were the orphanage director and his sons. But no one would listen to me.
That's terrible.
The others lynched me and were about to kill me. No one in the orphanage so much as lifted a finger. But then monsters attacked. The orphanage was completely destroyed. The director, his sons, and the adventurers were all killed.
Alice did all that?
This did that.
That's the bone of a demon.
Exactly. The monsters in Hymo were drawn to it. Demons live in our world in very small numbers. Of course, most are weakened by the mana flowing through this world. Alice made a pact with one such demon. She agreed to find the Forbidden Tome of Demon Lords in exchange for the demon's power.
You mean the book Demon Lords are sealed inside?
Or so they say. The demon who helped Alice was the servant of a demon lord, sealed into the book by the hero Mythos. However, the demon passed away, leaving only its bones behind, and Alice was freed. But at the same time, she lost the ability to control monsters, which is why she has to rely on machines to do it for her.
The weaker demons must have been destroyed by mana when we burned the Forbidden Book, severing the connection to the Demon Lords.
Anyway, I don't know all the details, but Alice made a pact with the demon to save my life.
Dex,
So I don't care about your approval. All I want to do is fulfill Alice's wishes, whatever they may be. If not for Alice, I'd be dead right now. The rest of my life belongs to her.
No, Dex, your life belongs to you.
And I've decided to give it to her. There. That should bring Hyma some peace. Even if all my memories of this place are bad ones, it's still my hometown. I just wanted to set things straight before I left for the Ginnungagap.
The Ginnungagap?
I'd prefer not to fight you if I can help it. Later, kid.
You're just going to let him leave?
I wanted to confront him about Palmacosta and a lot of other things. But I never expected him to say what he said.
The more you know your enemy, the harder it is to fight them. And yet, I think it's better to have that knowledge than to fight in ignorance.
Yeah.